The New York Rangers ended up trading away their former captain in Jacob Trouba over to the Anaheim Ducks throughout this past regular season. And now the team is in this offseason without a captain, and with the team having gone in a completely different direction, it feels like, since the beginning of last regular season, for example, up until where we're at now, we have seen an abundance of changes with this New York Rangers kind of team and roster, but also, of course, the coaching staff, as well as it definitely seems like this organization is trying to go in a different direction from kind of what we've seen in the past or with this team and even coaching staff, of course, as well. So to me, it would definitely make a lot of sense to see this team go out there and, assign a new captain of the New York Rangers to kind of lead this team in a different direction. Hopefully, just kind of put this team in a better spot going forward into the future, because this team, yes, has had some success in the playoffs quite recently, of course, making multiple conference finals over the last kind of 4 seasons or so now, but they haven't been able to get over the hump there, though. And these teams that have, yes, gone to multiple Eastern Conference Finals over the Rangers, maybe haven't been built the absolute best, or maybe haven't been kind of led the best way possible, you could argue. So I just think in general, this was the right decision for the Rangers to really try and take this organization in a completely different direction with the kind of play style and players and coaching staff. But now I think it really is important to go out there and kind of name that next captain there, so we can really see the next kind of leader of this Rangers team as they head into the future. So we're going to take a look at, of course, the 3 kind of real only options that I think are actually kind of possible to become the next captain of the New York Rangers. And of course, we're also going to kind of take a look and talk a bit about that Larry Brooks article, which did come out there, where he talked about how he basically was saying that JT Miller definitely should be the next captain of the New York Rangers, and I absolutely agree. I've made a couple of videos in the past kind of weeks and months, whatever it's been, since really the end of the regular season there, talking about how I think JT Miller is the perfect captain for this Rangers team. I agree with Larry Brooks there. I've been saying this way before, I saw this kind of article there from Larry, but point being, and I did kind of talk about, there were kind of 3 total kind of options really for the Rangers: JT Miller, Vincent Trocheck, and Adam Fox. Those are the only 3 players that I think have even a slim chance of becoming the next captain there. Any other player to me makes absolutely no sense. And I do have a clear kind of 1, 2, 3 rankings in my opinion as well. I would go for my first choice, of course, like I said, JT Miller, then Vincent Trocheck, and then Adam Fox. In that exact order there, that's who I would go with. And, I think Vincent Trocheck would be a pretty good captain as well, but I just feel like JT Miller is kind of my favorite option. And of course, there are definitely many reasons on kind of why I do think JT Miller is the best kind of candidate to become the next New York Rangers captain. And a couple of them are, first off, JT Miller and his kind of play style is something that really he can, lead by example with. He plays a tough, hard-nosed, gritty, physical style of play with kind of some energeticness to his game as well, and just an all-around a really good player, offensively good, defensively good, can kill penalties, can be on the power play, can be a good face-off taker, but also has the toughness, the grittiness, the energetic play, like I said. So I just think his all-around kind of game and his play style is really something that you can hopefully kind of lead by example with there, and hopefully kind of translate some of that into some other players' games, like a Brendan Hoffman or a Brett Berard, for example. Some of those kind of guys who I think definitely have a bit of kind of that toughness and grittiness to their game and some energeticness to their play as well. So I think kind of learning from a guy like JT Miller could really be a great thing for some of those young guys as well. So I think he'd be not only a good player, of course, and a guy who can lead by example, but he's also someone who should just be a good leader for a lot of these young guys who really can try and replicate some of his game into their games as well. He's also someone who, of course, has been with the Rangers in the past, so it's not like he just kind of got to this team, mid-season there, last season there, and he's just kind of somewhat new to the organization. He's been here before, of course, so it's not like he's brand new to the kind of city and the organization, the franchise. I just really do think he is the best option out there. It's not to say that Vincent Trocheck or Adam Fox, couldn't be good options, but I really do think that there is the kind of one clear best option, and that's JT. I don't think Vincent Trocheck is that far behind, but, I really do think it's JT Miller, then Trocheck, not terribly far behind, but there's a little bit of a gap, but then there's a pretty massive gap between Trocheck and Adam Fox, if I had to kind of do kind of like power ratings for this, I guess you could say. I really do think JT's the best option, but Trocheck is not a bad one at all either. I believe we heard some kind of stories about him kind of hosting some dinners, stuff like that around the holidays, I think it was, in past seasons, of course, for other players as well who maybe don't have kind of local family. So, I mean, that stuff's great to hear, of course, and it just seems like he is a really great guy overall. He's also a somewhat local kind of player, but just seems like such an amazing kind of human being on and off the ice. So I think also, some of the stuff with JT Miller as well, like, yeah, he's got that nice kind of play style, some grittiness, some energetic play. He's good offensively, good defensively, so we can also kind of lead by example. But he does have maybe a little more of a kind of family kind of touch there, I guess, almost with those kind of family dinners he was hosting, and him being somewhat of a local kid. So it seems like a great possible kind of option for the New York Rangers there to go with either one of these players. Like I said, I would go with, of course, JT Miller over Trocheck, but either way, if Trocheck was named the next captain there or it was Miller, I wouldn't really care. Either one of them would be great options there, but if I had to pick, I would definitely side with JT Miller. And now taking a look at a little piece of the Larry Brooks article where he goes on to talk about how he thinks JT Miller should be the next captain. And he says, the captain's sweater is not just another piece of laundry. It represents the organization's ethos. The Rangers acquired JT Miller to change the team culture. The 32-year-old is hard-edged and can be abrasive. That is the identity the blue shirt should adopt. And I completely agree. And that's kind of what I was talking a bit about as well with his kind of play style and kind of what he brings to a team there, that hard-nosed kind of style of play there. It is something that this team really needs to kind of adopt and needs to kind of transition more towards. This Rangers team, like I said, has had some good playoff success, but they did not get there because of that kind of true tough kind of playoff style of hockey out there, right? They didn't do that because of that. They got there mainly because of Igor Shesterkin. So that's why I think it is really important for this team to go out there and name the next captain to be someone like a JT Miller, who really does kind of embody and has that kind of style of play that this team really needs to adopt and kind of transition towards. And also heading into next season, I would probably personally just go with straight up kind of three, players with captaincy there. I would go with, JT Miller as a captain, Vincent Trocheck as an assistant, with Adam Fox as an assistant as well. That's probably what I would go with there, that 1, 2, 3 as the captaincies there. I think that's pretty fair. All in all, though, I do think this Rangers team is in a solid spot leadership-wise going forward now. I think guys like JT Miller, Vincent Trocheck, those kind of guys, especially those two main players, are really hopefully going to be, the key kind of core leadership of this team going forward. And even a guy like Adam Fox in the mix there as well is not a bad option. But the main captain, definitely in my opinion, should be JT Miller. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you have enjoyed, definitely don't forget to click that like and subscribe button for daily New York Rangers content, as I do post every single day a video about the New York Rangers. And also, definitely don't forget to comment down below your thoughts on today's video. Who do you think should be the next captain of the New York Rangers? Do you think it should be JT Miller, like kind of me and Larry Brooks are thinking? Or do you think it should be Trocheck or Foxy or someone else? Let me know in the comment section down below. And also, who do you want to see be the next assistant captains? If it is, JT Miller as the next captain, would you want to see it be Trocheck and Foxy as the assistants? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll catch you next one, and let's go Rangers.